Hi, I'm Adam. I'm a 23-year-old college graduate with an English degree, Minecraft, and a headset. So please, take my advice with a grain of salt. Thank you. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Exploring Scotland and Helping Strangers. We are in the Nether, and we're right at the entrance to Red River, the frontier settlement that a lot of Scotland's been working on. I'm not going to do another adventure because if you'll see up here when I find a ghast, the Nether's actually pretty boring right now in terms of danger and adventure because the gas magma balls for some reason aren't exploding, and the blazes fire won't let you on fire unless the only way you can get hurt by the blazes is by walking into them. So the Nether's a little boring. Magma cubes can still hurt you. Look at that pig and that cow are stacked. Well, looked like it for a second. There's some weird stuff going down at the Pokey Oak Saloon, some kinky things. But yeah, you've probably seen this in Zach's village. This is the Nether village that we've been working on for a while. But I'm actually not going to explore the Nether. I'm going to go to this portal over here, because this will actually take us out into the 5,000 region, if I can find it. I think it's over here. It's going to go to the really far outskirts of Scotland, so we're going to jump through there. I made sure to do my enchantments because for some reason, before I left, because for some reason the Nether will get rid of all of your experience a lot of the time going in and out of it. But we're going to go to this really uncharted land and explore out here. We've got this tree. Oh, someone built a house here. Let's take a look. It's a nice little tree bridge. But yeah, it just like spawned a portal on top of a tree, so. Oh, nice little place to leave equipment and stuff. Alright, I'm all armed. Got my armor. My skin isn't working. Hold on a sec, let me pop in and out. Not that it's that important, but, you know. Alright, we're back. And my skin's working again. So we are gonna maybe... Ooh, what's over here? Lilypad Trail to Brett's Village. Let's go explore Brett's Village while we answer some questions. First, we're going to start with a Yahoo Answers question. This one is by Lauren. Putting a Santa hat on my horse? X? I just got to address here, I was confused by the X. I think it means, though, like kisses, like XOXO, like hugs and kisses. But for some reason, she put a question mark. So that's a little weird. She might be questioning whether to kiss someone over the internet, which I think that's something we all should do. I'm getting more into the season this year and want to put a Santa hat on my horse. Upside down smiley face thing. I don't want to buy a special on, so I'm just going to use a people one. Will it be okay just putting it on for a few minutes while I get a photo, or should I cut slits for the ears? X. Yeah, so a Santa hat on a horse. Horses, we've addressed this with dogs, but horses don't want to wear your clothes. I mean, don't put a Santa hat on a horse. I don't know if a people one would fit. You'd have to probably find like a fat person one. Maybe like a Kevin James sized one, or like those fat twins that ride the motorcycles. But I would not try to put that on your horse. I would, well, obviously cut ear slits if you're going to do it, but horses, they don't celebrate Christmas. They eat hay, they eat apples and carrots, and they ride around and stuff. I mean, they got enough to deal with us, like, riding on their backs all the time. I don't think they want to wear a stupid hat on their head. They have their own horse holidays. I think they celebrate Horsaka, which is the horse festival of lights. It's very hard to pronounce in our tongue. I think only horses can really pronounce it right. But that's when the horses wandered in the desert for 30 days and 30 nights looking for apples, and they had one old candle made of horse milk, and it burned for all those days and nights, and it was beautiful. But yeah, I think do not bother trying to put a Santa hat on a horse, because horses don't know who Santas are, or Santa is. The horses don't care about giving presents to kids either. I mean, if a kid is near a horse, it will probably just flip out, throw the kid off its back, and then just like bite it and trample it. So I wouldn't do anything to provoke horses. They're the most beautiful, majestic of God's creatures, but they will fuck you up if you mess with them. So, just going back to the game here, Brett is, he's got a nice village going. This is one of the spawned villages, obviously, with the testificates. So he's got a lot of animals and stuff here, but he also has a pen for testificates, which I find a little odd. We're talking about, like, humanity and all that, and animals and all that stuff right now, but this is a little weird. I'm gonna get out of here before this zombie tries to kill a testificate or something. I don't want to mess up. What? Why are they coming out of the house? Are you guys living here, too? I don't know what type of village you're running, Brett, but there's zombies and skeletons living in houses. Let's go off into the wilds before we mess up any of Brett's stuff, because it's pretty cool. We're going to move on to a viewer question. Let's hide over here. I think we'll have less chance getting attacked if we're, like, in with the cows or something. Oops. Nope. You guys can't get out. Sorry, excuse the mooing for a second. This is by Alvaro7570. I'm trying to save money, but every time I go to the stores, there are games and stuff that I want tried to save my money, but I can't. Please help me. So, spending too much on games. You don't have enough money. Ooh, Enderman. I don't know. I think a good solution, if you find yourself you're buying a lot of games all the time, I mean, and playing a ton of games, I would check out Gamefly. I think that's the only, I don't know if they're the only ones that do it, but you can, it's kind of like Netflix, and you can just get you can get a game in the mail, and then you play it as long as you want and send it back and stuff. Like, I think that's, like, a lot of people I know that play a lot more games. I don't play too many too frequently, like, I only play a handful at a time, so, I think that's a good way to, save a lot of money, I guess, if you're playing a ton of games. Maybe try not to go into too many game stores if you're, I mean, you're going to tempt yourself by doing that. But, if you do, maybe just, like, use a blindfold or shut your eyes as you walk through. Just let the sights and sounds of the world, kind of guide you as you walk. And just a good handy tip is don't buy anything you don't have the money for, you know. Save your money until you can get what you really want. I think when you get older, you'll maybe find that there's less and less that you find really desirable to own. When you actually have to, like, move all your crap, all the things that you have, into another place, and you're packing it up all in boxes and trying to haul it upstairs sometimes, then you're not going to want to have a ton of crap. I think when you maybe finally find a house eventually, that's when you want to start collecting crap again and hoarding it. But I would just be careful, because once you get a little older, you're not going to want to have all that stuff on you. If you are, like, young enough where you haven't kind of moved out, and, you know. Let's do another Yahoo Answers question. Try to hide in a corner here. This one is by Sarah. Why am I so pale suddenly? XX question mark? So there's another one of those damn things. Naturally, I have very pale skin, but not this pale. I mean, I have freckles, so many that you can't really see my real skin tone, and normally my skin has a light reddish hue, slight reddish hue, to it, but lately my skin has looked dead, sallow, and just sick. The red hue to my skin is disappearing, and my freckles becoming more pronounced. Is this normal for puberty? I'm 13, or do I have some sort of disease? XX? There's a couple possibilities. I mean, it could be puberty. You could be becoming a ghost. You could be becoming a vampire. There's a lot of ways to test this out. I mean, you got to be careful with some of these things. Like, a good way to try is go out in the sun. Like, if you burst into flames or if you sparkle, you're either going to be a vampire or a really gay vampire, respectively. I think, if you stay out long enough and you don't actually sparkle or burst into flames, but you get a tan, then that's probably a good sign that you actually just need to get a little more sun. You don't want to stay inside too much, or you'll turn into a pale cave troll. Other tests, I mean, try to see if the people around you are scared of you when you approach them. I mean, you could be a ghost in that situation. Do you have a bloodlust? I mean, some kids will have a desire to bite, but that's usually a real young age, so that could be a problem if you're a vampire. Do you remember like past events and things, but you have seemingly unfinished business? There's a lot of ways to test this out, but I think you should try to be sure before you start putting on any acne acne medication. Acne medication is what I think Wile E. Coyote uses. But yeah, you don't want to put anything on you that is going to make you, especially if like one of the medications has garlic or something in it, because that could kill you if you're a vampire. We're gonna have to fight these guys. Ooh. Die. Torch. Bam. What do we got? Bread, wheat, gunpowder, string, bread, saddles. I have so many saddles. I really hope they add another use for saddles and not just pigs, because hopefully we'll be riding ender dragons around, baby ender dragons through the skies, and just destroying things, but I don't know if that'll happen. Right now, saddling pigs is not super fun. Let's do another, I think we have another viewer question. One more to do here. This is by Nuclear Potato Salad. Who is the toughest guy on the server, not including yourself? This is a pretty tough question. As soon as I got on the server, I started hearing legends and tall tales and that sort of thing about all the feats of strength and things that the other players on the server had done. I know that there's some powers and magic involved. Like, you'll see people like Ashley and Mac and Zach flying around. That's just magic. I mean, they can change day to night. Those are magical powers. Those don't really count. We're talking strength here, like pure physical strength. Some of the legends I've heard, I mean, Mac has a lot of folklore associated with her. I think some pagan societies actually worship her as a god. But they're pretty evil, so I wouldn't fall into one of those cults. But she can actually just speak a word, and someone will burst into flames. She can look at you weird, and you'll explode. Ashley, I think, is probably she might be the strongest person on the server. I've seen her crack the earth asunder with a pickaxe. When she gets to mining, I mean, then you better look out. Because I heard that ravines weren't actually in the game until she picked up a pickaxe and she struck the earth, and a giant fissure just like erupted, and everything in its wake was destroyed. Spintown, I've heard that he has weird mental strength. He's got psychic powers. He's able to persuade a half a dozen people to be his slave and do his bidding, and he has willed into existence a giant Kabul abomination that strikes fear into the world. I'm going backwards, aren't I? Tallman, I've heard he doesn't actually have a home because he's so strong that all the football teams in Scotland, like the local teams, they all want him to be his like passing receiver person. I don't know if I just revealed that I don't know enough about football to actually say anything about that. But yeah, they want his passing arm. They want him to make the touchdowns. I think Kate, actually, she is so strong that she can will into existence the Taj Mahal from nothing, and it's a sight to behold. Who else do we have? Zach, I heard that he had a stomach ache one day. This was really weird. He had a stomach ache, and then a few hours later, bursting from his stomach, an ender dragon flew out into the world, and it destroyed so much of Scotland. This has epic poems and songs written about it. I think you guys might have heard about this. But Zach actually managed to fight it off with a small group of heroes. But Scotland was devastated, and the people cried out, our king, why, how can we live in this world anymore? And a lot of people went to the Nether and were like, we're gonna settle here. This land is pure. This land may be hell and have demon pigmen, but it looks beautiful to us, and it's free, and there's no dragons here. So Zach came down from on high, and he said, listen, my children, I will fly around the world like Superman, super fast, and I will make shit real. And he did that, and he flew so quick and so steadfast that the world just time reversed, and Scotland was back to its beautiful, pristine self once again after he was done. So, to answer the question, I think Ashley is probably the strongest, actually, bar none. But there's different types of strength, like I said, mental strength, demonic strength, that type of thing. So yeah, if you want to hear more of these tall tales of Scotland, I have a ton of these. I mean, I just hear them all the time. So just let me know. I will keep telling these because they are a joy to bring into the world of the listeners' ears. But that's it for now. We've probably gone a little long. I've been all over this place, the farm, the Nether, into this mine. So yeah, let me know what you think. If you have any questions, I can answer it. Ooh, pumpkin seeds. That's the first time I found those. I'll answer just about anything. I've got some info at the end here. And if you liked this and you want to hear more, feel free to click the like button and subscribe, because I will keep making these and a lot of other weird stuff. So well, let me know if you guys have any questions and all that, and I hope you guys have a good day. Goodbye.